Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man. You just got your head in, I ain't tryna take the piss, but you gon' need some shtick. Goddess like Alexa Bliss, baby, I'ma need that kiss. And she gon' take this, and she gon' take this pic. Baby, I'm all on your hips.
Boom. What's good, YouTube? What's good, everybody in the world? I am back with another one, Mr. Big Fantastic. You don't know what time it is. And I'm here with some gaming stuff today. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's looking after themselves. Got my little scarf on. Do you know what I'm saying? Not just having the hair out wild. Got my little scarf on and that. But yeah, hope you lot are enjoying yourself. Hope you lot are having a wonderful day. It's also 420 as well today. I don't care about that, but I don't know. Maybe some of you lot do. So happy 420. How do you even celebrate 420? Like, but whatever. We're not here for that. We ain't here for that. Today I got a little review. Excuse me. I got a little, not a review, but I've got a, I've got a review to go over. I don't have a review myself, but I've been hearing some interesting things. There's a new game called Mouse, PI for Hire. PI for Hire? PI for Hire, yeah, and it looks like a very interesting game. I haven't actually played it yet. I do actually want to play it. Again, I do love a simple, linear kind of story game. I know that it has open world elements and things like that, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for a simple game as I get a bit older, man. Some of these games are just a bit too, like, I can still enjoy the complex stuff, but like I would rather play a linear game than like this is gonna be a random stray, but then like Crimson Desert. I'm not saying I won't play that game. That game looks entertaining in its own way, but it's just like when I look at certain games, I'd always rather play for a linear story than have a game where I'm just like flying around, just doing whatever I want. Do you know what I'm saying? It's cool in its own right. No, not to anybody, but so yeah, so I've been seeing a lot about this game. It's been intriguing me. I watched the Gamer Ranks as well. Shout out Gamer Ranks. I watched the review there before you, but I guess you should go check that out. Gamer Ranks. Funny, we're going to be talking about IGN today because Gamer Ranks is actually the only gaming. I know there's others out there, and maybe you lot can direct me to some good ones, but Gamer Ranks is the only review that I trust for any game. I don't feel like they've been totally wrong. You're never going to agree with somebody giving their opinion 100% of the way, like 100% of the way. Maybe you do sometimes, but it's going to be very rarely. But what I say is on a scale of like, okay, is this good or is this bad? Gamer Ranks, I've never had a situation where I've watched it and I'll be like, yo, this is totally wrong. Like, this is a bad game or whatever the case might be. They always give their thoughts, their feelings, and just in a way that kind of is relatable to like the average person, man. I don't like a lot of gaming reviews and the way people talk about gaming sometimes because it's all just like wrapped up in people's expectations for things, and they're very careful about like not basing their opinions on what people expect for things, or if they do, then they'll signify like, yo, I know that people expect this, but also if you take this for how it works, like they're just very good at that. So shout out Gamer Ranks every time, innit? But I'm not here to talk about Gamer Ranks. I'm here to talk about IGN. Yo, IGN, what is going on with you lot, man? This has been a thing for years, and this is just like, IGN are known for their pretty ridiculous reviews to the point where as many people are questioning, is this actually like a thing that they're doing on purpose? Like, I don't know. But then when I watch some of them, I'm just like, yo, and also like, I know that they hire people to get in their reviews and do different things. I seen recently, I don't speak to him as much anymore, but a music video that I did, he was a director for a music video. I see that he did like a review for, I think it was Street Fighter or something like that. So again, it's like they hire cool people, and his review is actually pretty good. They hire people, they do certain things, but I just be confused. Do you like be rage baiting on purpose? Because I watched, like, put it this way, I ain't watched this in full, but I watched 2 minutes and I was like, I need to react to this, like, just live, because I don't know, like, what do you lot be reviewing, fam? And the thing is as well, like, with IGN, it's like, I don't even watch it for anything else in particular. I've made a particular point of not really watching IGN because I know that their reviews are just ridiculous and they just vary from thing to thing. The thing in particular that annoys me about, maybe I don't want to say annoys me, but I find funny about this review is just the fact that, like, this also is like a summary of the type of people that I hate sometimes, where they just don't understand nuance or like certain things. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like this consistent, like, well, it's not what I like. People can't escape their brain sometimes, and I'm not saying it's easy because we live our lives. I have, mental health things that I've talked about openly more on my music page and stuff like that. But the point is, it's still just like, guys, like, practice stepping out of your head sometimes and I guess what we're talking about, which is the expectations of certain things. So, yeah, without talking too much about it, I'll give my points as I go along with this video. But I do want to watch this review in full because it's actually like, it's hilarious. Like, it's hilariously obtuse. Like, it's not even just like, all right, it's a bad review. Like, who cares? People have their opinions on things. It's all right. It's just like hilariously obtuse. And I feel like when people have expectations, whether they're good or bad, they can be obtuse about them. So for example, I talked to someone the other day. I went to watch a particular film, great film, good evening, nice time. But I just hate this thing where, like, I was trying to explain that, like, the suspension of disbelief within the film was pretty ridiculous considering, like, what they wanted me to suspend my disbelief for, and I just found it hard to, like, and it was like during the conversation, obviously their points were valid as well, in the sense of like, well, you know, it's not like a, let's say, like a like expertly written film. It's a horror film. Like, you have to, you know, it's not gonna be a certain type of way. And I was trying to explain, look, I kind of went there expecting a level of not a great horror film, but also there were still levels within that that's like, yo, how do you expect me to subvert my disbelief for certain things when you lot are just actually throwing plot points in my face that make no sense, man? It's that argument where it's like, I remember I had an argument with somebody the other day, and I always use Lord of the Rings for an example. Not the other day, this is years ago. But like, you know, when people talk about like certain films or certain things, and they be like, oh, like, I might say, yo, that don't make no, I might be watching Lord of the Rings and I might say that don't make no sense. Like, how would he be able to do this and do that? And people look at you and like do this thing where it's like, yeah, but it's a film, like, it's a fantasy film. There's orcs, there's dragons, like, how, you know, it's not supposed to be real. And it's like, guys, do you understand there's levels and nuance to things? Not everything is just black and white. So what I mean by that is, if somebody pulls out a jetpack, so I was about to swear, but I'm really trying not to swear these days. If someone pulls out a jetpack in the middle of Lord of the Rings, that makes no sense. I don't care if there are flying dragons. I don't care if they're like, do you know what I'm saying? If Jesus makes an appearance in do you know what I'm saying? I don't care what there is, bro. A jetpack within that particular setting don't make sense. There's nuance. I can suspend my disbelief to a point, but it still has to keep me immersed within what I'm watching. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just think a lot of people don't get that sometimes. So this, from what I gathered, it just kind of encapsulates that for me in a way that I was like, you know what, I need to watch this. But let me stop chatting and get straight to it, because I need to stop talking so much during the beginning of these things. I'm sorry, I just be having a lot to say. So let's do it. Also, make sure you don't go play the game as well. The game looks really cool. I don't think it's AAA either. It might be, but I don't think, no, it's not. Surely not. It's not like a AAA game. So again, supporting developers and stuff like that, I'm always I wouldn't say I'm big on it, but it's something I want to try and advocate if I'm going to get into gaming spaces and stuff like that. Support developers, because the nature of the business and stuff is very wild, and the way people get laid off their jobs and all sorts is kind of nuts. But yeah, let's crack on with this IGN review and see what I want here. You get me?
I love noir. I'll take all kinds. The hard-boiled detective, the seedy crime story, neo-noir, classic pulp, you name it, I'm buying.
Okay.
So when Mouse PI for Hire sauntered onto my screen the way Ilsa walks into Rick's in Casablanca, I was pretty excited about it. But noir isn't just an aesthetic to be thrown on like an old coat as you're leaving your office at the behest of a leggy blonde. While Mouse PI for Hire clearly understands the style and tropes of classic noir films and novels, as well as 1930s cartoons more broadly, it doesn't seem to get why those things are there or how they're used to tell compelling stories. By fusing a hard-boiled detective mystery with a fast, retro-styled FPS, developer Fumi Games has made a shooter that is thematically incoherent, with the apparent aspirations of its story contradicted at every—
Like, already, I'm 46 seconds in, I'm already annoyed, bro. Nuance, man. You can tell, like, people, there's just people that, like, think intellectualism is the only form of intelligence. Now, you might be looking at me like, why are you talking about intellectualism within here? It's just like, when people feel like they know certain things, it's like, bro, you can still miss the picture or something. Like, incoherent. Again, I ain't played the game in it, so I will say that. But in terms of thematics, like, do you not? Bro, it's a mouse detective. Why do you want Mel Gibson smoking a cigarette? Do you know what I'm saying? On the edge of a boat in black and white. Wow, do you know what I'm saying? Like, why?
point by the actual action. Of all the Steam libraries and all the PCs in all the world, Mouse PI for Hire walked into mine, and I wish I liked it more than I do.
And it's just that, like, I like something, so because this isn't exactly what fits into that, I don't like, bro, do you oh my gosh. I saw a comment. You know, let me keep going. Let me keep going. I saw a great comment before that.
It's over. You got nowhere left to run. I run toward the dream. A bright future ruled by big mice.
Mouse follows Jack Pepper, a private eye in a world where everyone is a mouse, after Wanda Fuller from the Mouseburg Herald sets him on the case of a missing magician.
I can give you more than a crumb, Jack. I can give you a magician.
As you'd expect, that spirals into a much bigger conspiracy that includes an attempt on a mayoral candidate's life and racially motivated mouse-on-mouse violence as bigger mice oppress the smaller shrews.
My buddy got nabbed for just being a shrew.
Same as it ever was, even in Mouseburg. And the requisite twists and turns you'd expect from any good detective story make this tale solid enough.
I was in too deep. Way deeper than I signed up for.
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything. A bad guy? He's a cheese-legger.
These cheese-leggers in on the shrew racket.
Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice? It'll be described as
Gorgonzola picante slapped on her mouth.
Has this person ever heard of satire? Let me not say man, but has this person ever heard of satire? Like this, is satire like a miss? Like, what do you want? Like, do you not understand that this is partially supposed to be comedy as well? Like, I'm really confused. Like, what, does he want very serious references from a mouse? Do you expect there not to be cheese jokes? I'm not even saying that it can't be too much. I'm not saying it can't be. I'm not saying that it has to be, this is hilarious and this is amazing and it's the perfect plot. But it's like, come on, man.
Sorella platter.
someone need to assure you they're telling the truth.
Swear on my mama's cottage curds.
This is charming initially, then it never stops. Everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is a mouse and mice like cheese, and when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game.
When you jump, just act like you didn't.
I should...
What? He's mad that they're referencing mouse in a game about mice. And then he's mad that they referenced the fact that it's the video game within a video game. So the comment I was talking about earlier on, somebody said something like, that's like watching Naked Gun and then being mad that it's not like a hard-boiled detective thing. Like, you do realize it's supposed to be making fun of that. Oh my God, I'd hate to go to parties with this person. I'd really hate. And no disrespect to the person as well. I doubt they'll ever see this, but if they do, it's no disrespect to you, man. But like, jeez, man. Lighten up, man. Crack open I don't even know what, a lemonade and you know what I'm saying? Put your feet up for an hour, bro. Jeez.
probably guess the former when one of the first things I saw was a steamboat named Willie, but at least that and the reference-heavy power-ups are cute.
Like, how do you get mad at a parody for references? Isn't the entire point of a parody references? What would it look like making a film called Scary Movie and then all the references are noir films? Like, what are you even talking about? You wanted a hard-boiled detective thing by playing PI, mouse PI for hire. Like, I would love to know what you wanted. If they wanted.
Constant callbacks to classic films or other video games? Not so much. And it doesn't end there. A boss fight in the sewers? It's a literal alligator.
Also, sorry to keep pausing, but what I will say is this game looks great. It does look great. I love the 2D sprite thing. I think it's just interesting. From the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. I've seen it from like a year back because I saw Gamer Ranks talked about it a little bit. But yeah, I just love the 2D. Do I have it? I actually have that game. Oh gosh, I got Warhammer Bolt Gun as well, and it's very like, it was just so interesting. I've got so many Warhammer games. I didn't even realize that. Wow, I'm such a nerd. But yeah, Bolt Gun is like that as well, and it was so interesting to play, like having a like Doom style, like 2D, but in obviously like present day kind of thing. Very interestingly done. But I like this because it's like cleaner in a certain type of way.
Because of course it is. If you're looking for the cheese-liking foreman, Jack will quip that he doesn't look like much of a boss.
More like a mini boss.
And then laugh at his own joke. The voice actors, led by Troy Baker, do an admirable job with what they have, but nothing in Mouseburg is allowed to just be. It has to be a mouse reference, or a literally cheesy one-liner.
Cheddar, what's wrong with Gouda?
No good if you broke.
so you're mad that they're making cheese references, and in your own review, you make a cheese reference. You could have found another word if you were so mad at the cheese reference, but you obviously found it quite tongue-in-cheek to reference cheese. Oh, man, I hate people.
Jack.
Or a reference to something else.
Ticket seller, I'm going on a perilous journey, so I need your strongest tickets.
It's hard to care about anything in Mouse PI for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything.
Here's Jacko.
It just wants to remind you of other better things. Surely that's enough, right?
It's a parody. It is a parody. Parody. Oh my lord.
Find someone higher up and squeeze until they succumb.
At least the shooting is better. This is the latest in a wave of boomer shooters inspired by old school FPSs like Doom or Quake, and it's a decent one at that. You start with a pistol in Jack's fists, but you'll soon acquire a shotgun, dynamite, a James gun, which is just a Tommy gun, and more unique stuff like the Devarnisher, which shoots what looks like Elmer's glue that melts the flesh from your enemy's bones, leaving only a skeleton.
Hey, yo, man. These fucking ads, bro. Sorry, excuse I didn't actually swear. I said kin. I hate ads. Ads are in everything these days, man. Death to all ads, please. Crazy. I can't watch a 10-minute video without me having to like skate through the. Oh man, brother, man. And I got 2 of them. 2 of them.
Like a double jump, dash, spinning tail for hovering, and a slide, and Jack's got some stylish moves when the bad guys show up. This ain't Quake, but it does feel good. It doesn't hurt that all of it, from reload animations to random conversations, is rendered in an absolutely gorgeous black and white mix of sprite work and 3D models. The world building may be thin, but Mouse PI for Hire is still dressed to the nines. Even here, though, I have issues. Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world with black ichor that spews from his neck.
Oh my god! You know what? It's funny because this section I was just about to say, all right, that's valid, and it is still valid. But like the comment about making a kid's gun sound while blowing off people's heads, that's the point. I'm not saying you have to love it, but like, oh my god, like it prevents a disconnect. Like, bro, get your head out of a 90s 40 noir novel, man. These types of people get me so mad. Like, they just so like, I'm intellectual, so I'm smart. And it's like, I know nobody said that. I know this is me adding my own flavor and spice and salt bay in it, but like, oh man, it doesn't make you smart to be able to just ignore or not understand nuance and certain things like that. Like, it's like being able to. Oh my god, man. I'm getting stressed out.
Enemies mostly come out of doors marked with a skull that you can't enter, robbing these areas of anything remotely resembling a sense of place. Levels also really like to pull the "we're gonna lock you in a room and throw baddies at you until they're dead or you are" shtick a little too much for my taste.
So then just say you don't enjoy Doom and Quake and all those type of games. That's what they do. They're basically borderline arena shooters. Like all those styles of game, that's what they do. So again, I'm not saying that you have to like this. I'm not saying that you can't say that, all right, maybe it's a little whatever. But I don't know what you was looking for. Like do you not understand it's a blend of things? And you're fair to say that the blend doesn't work for you personally, but the way he's grading it just seems a bit like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it does it too much. Like, do you understand? For somebody who understands references so well and has watched a bunch of noir films and stuff, do you not understand references and how that works? So I'm not saying that this is a reference in itself, because we're talking about a style of gameplay. But what I mean by that is just like, you know, you're able to look at everything, right? You can't see that this is the style of game that it is.
None of this is game-breaking. The combat is fundamentally good enough to carry you to the end of the roughly 12-hour campaign, but sometimes it feels like being at a show that's never quite bad enough to leave. And at least on the normal difficulty, health items are so generous there's rarely a challenge. Like any good boomer shooter, there are plenty of secrets to find: newspapers, weapon upgrade schematics, baseball cards, and so on. Fragile walls to blow up, and even locked safes to open with your tail, which pulls double duty as a lockpick. Some of these locks are on a time limit, or must be solved in a limited number of moves, and you only get one shot at the good stuff they hold. Others are so easy you could probably solve them by letting an actual mouse run across your keyboard. It's very jarring. Once you're done with the level, it's back to the hub, which encompasses Jack's office.
So you can make all the mouse jokes in the world, though. How dare the game about a mouse make mouse jokes, but you can sit here and make cheesy jokes and talk about how you got a literal mouse go right across the keyboard. Like, what? So if I chuckle now, does that mean like I'm an idiot also? Not that you're an idiot, but I'm just saying if I chuckle now, does that mean like what? Oh my gosh.
Office, the local bar, store, weapon upgrade
Self
shop, and so on. My favorite thing here is the baseball card minigame where you can play at the bar. You'll switch between pitching and being at bat, and using the cards in your hand, players and abilities, to try to score as many runs as you can. It's fun.
Imagine being able to...
Oh my brother, man. I look at them, they have teeth in my... These might want money. Add for this. But yeah, very strange review so far. Very strange. Like, there's valid points in the things that he's saying, but like, I just don't really get the angle or why you don't understand nuance, or like, not nuance. Like, maybe nuance isn't the right word, but just like, you know, whatever.
Being a detective thing, mostly because I never actually got to do it. Any clues you find will be pinned to Jack's caseboard, and once you get them there, Jack will just intuit where to go. No work on your part required. What's the point of being a gumshoe if all the answers are handed right to me?
Better check it out. It began with a call.
That's something I can rock with, in the sense of just like, again, if you play a detective game, I guess you might want to do a little investigation, even if it's very light investigation, even if it's just a magnifying glass somewhere. You might want to do that. You might not just want to go from arena to arena, shoot people, and then there's no detective work when the game is about a private investigator. So I can rock with that. I'm not here to be like contrarian like some people. Sorry. It's not even been a long day. I have no excuse. I'm just sorry.
Routine. Familiar.
That brings me to one of my major problems with Mouse PI for Hire. Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up ludonarrative dissonance in a video game review in the year of our Lord 2026, and if you're rolling your eyes right now, I can't blame you, but it's an actual issue here. Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined. I don't care how...
Like, even he knows that we're just like, oh, come on, bro. Man's in there like, so you ain't ever played Uncharted, you ain't ever played no shooting games then, clearly, because none of them make sense like that. None of them make sense like that. There's no game where you have an accurate kill count. I mean, you kill more than 3 people, then you're playing a game. Like, it doesn't... Oh, brother.
Corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter them en masse and then go about his day. In one particularly nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her. Is she dead? Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace? If I didn't, have I left her alive and unconscious?
Apparently this is explained in the game, so shout out to you for this excellent review.
Inside a burning building?
Well, Billy Stone did get blown to Kingdom Come.
Mouse PI for Hire doesn't tell me, and it doesn't seem to care either way.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Play the game.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
None of this is to say that noir cannot or should not be violent, but the violence usually has a purpose. Much of Elliot Chase's seminal novel Black Wings Has My Angel is about robbing an armored car, but the book builds to that. It's a big deal when it finally happens, and the characters have to reckon with the fallout once it does. Jack Pepper, on the other hand, is a walking catastrophe, and nobody in Mouseburg seems to care. He largely gets to go about his business, and is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck everyman PI, like the characters who inspired him, when he is, at best, a mass murderer.
You implying...
Oh, this... No fun, man. This person has no fun in their lives, man. I mean, what I will say is interesting, because considering I talked about suspension of disbelief, I guess for this person, some of the things take him out of the space, but I just don't understand what space you're in. That's what I'm confused about. You're playing a parody Do you know what I'm saying? So sorry, cool. So the example I gave was the horror film. If some of the things that had happened in the horror film, it's quite funny because during one of the reviews, somebody said that as well. Like, people can't tell if it's supposed to be a satire or not. Not literally, but it's like if some of the decisions were made and the film is more supposed to be satire, then it actually makes a lot of sense as to why they would do some of them. But if it's not, then it just totally takes me out of the immersion of it. So I guess it's the same. It's not the same thing, but that's the point. It's like, bro, just because it's not like high five, slapstick, slap you in your head and a piano comes falling down comedy, doesn't mean it's not comedy. It's satire. Satire. Sat-ire. What's the word for ire again? Because I was going to say, it's got something to do with being annoyed, right? I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel right now. Ired. Ignore that I ever said that.
Something, Mr. Pepper?
Me? Imply? Never. I just connect the dots.
Does that make for a more fun video game? Maybe. But it's bad noir and a worse detective tale.
We're a team.
How many ads? Oh my lord. Hey, yo. Bro, the world is being destroyed. But I've watched a 10-minute video. I've got 3-4 ads. What the hell? On terrestrial TV, you don't even get this much ads. Like, I'm confused. Why are IGN just beating us up with ads like this? Like, oh, come on, man. This is another reason why I don't be watching no IGN as well. Look at the type of things that they got going on here, man. Like, this is cool.
As Mouse PI for Hire references, violence is an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the human experience that shatters the people it touches. Here, it's just entertainment, and that weakens the whole concept. But Will, you might say, this is a goofy Looney Tunes FPS. Why should I care about any of that? And the answer is because Mouse wants you to. It wants you to believe that this is important. You spend a lot of time talking about these characters, about putting together the clues you need to get to the...
This person has never watched a parody film in their life. Never, ever watched a parody film in their life.
Bottom of what's going on, about Jack's motivation for doing the work. He allegedly needs the money, which both leads him to taking cases and doesn't track when I'm super rich from all the killing.
Nonsense. You're drowning in debt, picking up small fries and petty cases.
All of that makes a lot less sense after you've gone to Tinsel Bros Studios and single-handedly eradicated the mob hanging out there, all while doing a bunch of Tomb Raider / Indiana Jones / Conan the Barbarian impressions, as everyone says you should be an actor.
So tell us, hero, what is best in life?
To grate some parm, watch the cheese melt, and hear the joyful squeaks of my dinner guests.
Give this guy a week on the job as chief of police in Mouseburg would be the safest city in the world because nobody would be left alive to commit crimes in the first place. It's hard to buy into Jack as the regular guy who needs to gather evidence I'm told he is when he just wiped out the local police department.
Alright, so nobody should like Uncharted ever then, because he's an archaeologist who goes around killing like probably like a couple thousand people over the course of the 4 games, if not thousands of people over the course of the 4 games. It's almost done.
You know?
The police arcade. We're showing big on this one.
Mouse PI for Hire nails the aesthetics of both the 1930s cartoons and the detective stories that inspired it. And it's also an amusing boomer shooter that largely feels good as you're playing it. But its haphazard marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay are often at odds with each other in uncomfortable ways that weaken both aspects. And the writing is so busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times. This FPS is solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard. But once you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together, and no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese. For more, check out our reviews of Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem, and for everything else in game, classic pulp, you name it,
I will not.
I love noir.
Yo, Will, get it together, man. Get it together, Will. Oh, you are so fun at parties, I can tell already. You are the most fun person at parties I've ever seen in my life. Oh my gosh, man. Studio didn't pay us 6 out of 10. This is the guy who thinks, I'm going through some of these. This is the kind of guy who thinks mayonnaise is too spicy. I take all kinds of noir unless it's not my kind. Like, seriously, I love noir so much. But this one, you know, I don't like this one. Like, alright, so you don't take it. That's crazy. It's a spoof. There we go. Because he believes the noir isn't executed well, what's the issue? The issue is not noir. It's a spoof of noir movies with cartoon animated mice like the 1930s to 40s. It's bringing together two separate American cultural staples from the same time period to give an interesting aesthetic and a vibe to a boomer shooter. This is the point. Like, it's not supposed to be some heavy, loaded noir, bro. You're not reading a noir book, man. Oh, my man, the opera singer was a criminal dressed as a singer. It's explained in the dialogue minutes earlier. Yeah, but because he was so mad about cheese references, he wasn't looking at it. He wasn't looking at it. Plays mouse game, mad at the amount of cheese references. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. Look how intellectual I am quoting all these noir novels. Too stupid to understand what a cartoon is. I mean, some of these are pretty harsh in it, but like, and that's the thing. That's why I got my man's name as well. Like, because I know IGN are gonna catch strays for this, and I'm not saying they shouldn't, but like, because obviously they got 19 million followers, and putting this out to 19 million subscribers is just insane. But like, yeah, Will, you need to catch some yourself, bro. You Will Borgia or whatever your name is. You need to catch some flack too, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's crazy. That is, that is most, it's just ridiculous. Look out into it. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna go through all of these comments. And like I said, part of me is being kind of tongue in cheek and a bit harsh in the way that, like, I understand everyone has their opinions and how they value things, and you don't have to like the game, man. You don't have to sit there and think that the cheese references are funny and stuff. Most of the jokes that I've seen in some of these review videos that I've watched haven't been that funny to me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's more like a kind of funny, but like a consistent kind of funny, where it's just like, again, that's why I call it more satire than like parody in a certain type of way, because satire blends the line between it. So again, it's perfectly valid to have some of the things that he was saying, but the explanation for it, just, I don't know, it's just like, bro, I think you missed the whole point of the game. And if you miss the whole point of the game, then doing a review for it probably isn't the best idea, because then you're not really understanding what the person's trying to, or what the developers or whoever's trying to create. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a very unique style of game. It's a blend of ideas, and of course they're not always going to hit everything, but that's the point. It's a parody, it's a comedy. It's supposed to take liberties out of, you know, the 1940s kind of references of cartoons and stuff like that, and also mix it with a noir. They're two different, as the person said in the comments, they're two different staple parts of American culture that probably aren't even too far like removed from each other. But how many noir animated things have you seen? It's always supposed to provide an aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this guy is absolutely fun at parties. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I ain't even gonna be here all day, but shout out to each and every single one of you lot. I love you guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It's all free to do, and it helps me a lot. It makes me feel very good about stuff. 31 minutes for a review. Oh god, I need to relax. But yeah, shout out to you lot. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely whenever day you see this. You know what time it is.
Baby, I run to it like you owe me, bring it back. No, it ain't my birthday, but come and make it clap. Oh, let's do it, I'm on tap. And she gon' throw this whack. Shake it, work it, twerk it, come and do it for a man. You just got your head in, I ain't tryna take the piss, but you gon' need some shtick. Goddess like Alexa Bliss, baby, I'ma need that kiss. And she gon' take this, then she gon' take this pic. Baby, I'm all on your hips. Like Bennett.